Yo, it's your boy WesTheTech here to bring you another one of my personal favorite tech tips to help you as an artist grow in your craft. Now, today we're going to go over how to write a music press release, all right? So if you're a recording artist who's looking into writing a press release for your music, then this is the perfect video for you, because in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that, all right? So when it comes down to writing a press release, the first thing that I always think of is the Daily Bugle, Spider-Man, J. Jonah Jameson, and all of that, right? Because that's essentially what you're doing when you're writing a press release. You're literally creating a news announcement for whatever it is that you're releasing, all right? So in the case of an independent artist, that is typically going to be the announcement of a new album or EP, an announcement of a new single, an announcement of maybe a music video, an announcement of maybe an upcoming tour, and or maybe upcoming event that you're going to be performing at. All of these things can be things that you can actually write a press release on, all right? Now, when it comes to that press release, there are specific things that are incorporated with it. And when it comes to this day and age, the press release really entitles basically just one page or one article that is going to explain everything about that release, all right? Now, if you were to break down what the press release actually entails, the press release can be broken down into basically 4 different parts. And those parts are the headline, which is the first part, the second part, which is the announcement itself, the third part, which is the contact information, and the fourth part of it, which is the image that you are going to include with the press release, all right? Now, to go over those 4 things, starting with the headline. The headline is basically the first thing that you typically see on the newspaper. It's the things with the biggest words, the biggest font size, right? When you're Googling something, it's typically the first phrase that you see before you click on the link. And when it comes to articles, it's the title of the article. It's the first thing that you see before you actually get into the depths of the article. That headline is important because that's the first thing that everybody sees. So it's got to be something that is going to catch people's attention. It's got to be something that is going to get people to want to read more or to learn more about whatever the title says, right? So the title, the headline itself is basically you announcing whatever it is that you're announcing, all right? So to give you an example, I'm going to show you what my headline was for the press release that I made for my new single, Keep the Prices Going Up, right? See, my headline, it was stated as this: Connect is keeping the prices going up with new single, all right? That was the headline to my press release for my new song. Now, my song is titled Keep the Prices Going Up, so I found a way to incorporate that in the headline itself, right? That's kind of the way you got to kind of think about it when you think of the headline. You want to actually think of something that is going to get people to want to click on it. But that actually is the easiest part of the entire press release, or building the entire press release. But it is a very, very important part. Don't take it lightly, and make sure you make something that is catchy, all right? So that's the first thing, the headline. The second part of it is actually the announcement itself, all right? So it's basically the bulk of it. The announcement itself is probably 90% of the press release, all right? It's the whole thing with the multiple paragraphs that you're reading in the article, right? It's the bulk of the body of the message, all right? Now, when it comes to press releases, especially for independent artists, you don't want to make it too long, and it's typically supposed to be 3 paragraphs long. In some cases, it is 4, but I'll get to that, and I'll get to that a little bit later, all right? So just judging it off of the 3-paragraph format, right? You basically want to break down the announcement to the 3 paragraphs of paragraph number 1 being the who, what, when, where. Paragraph number 2 being the credibility, and paragraph number 3 being the summarization. If you run into an instance that, you know, a blog site or a newspaper company or something is asking for a bio, that is what you would use as the 4th paragraph. You would also include a short bio as your 4th paragraph. But that 4th paragraph isn't always necessary. Most of the time, it isn't necessary at all. The ones that you want to focus on is the first 3, all right? So going into the who, what, when, where, this is basically just the extension of the actual headline, right? The headline is giving you the title. This is actually expanding more on the headline. So this is telling you who is releasing something, when is it being released, on what is being released, all of those different things, where it's being released, right? Where are you from as an artist? All of those things are things that you want to incorporate in that first paragraph when it comes to the who, what, when, where of the announcement, all right? And again, I'm going to show you what I had when it came to the first paragraph of my press release for my new release. As you can see here, this is exactly how it looks. It's not very long, all right? It's just a couple of words, but you want to make sure that it hits on everything that you need to let the whoever is reading know about this release, all right? Now, moving on to the second paragraph of the credibility paragraph, this paragraph is where you want to actually put in all the information or the facts about the release, all right? So if you're doing a single, you want to maybe include, quotes from the artist, talking about the single. You want to maybe include, you definitely want to include any type of awards or credibility things that you could add to it to kind of make it sound big, right? You want to talk about what radio stations that's already playing your music. You want to talk about what stats you're making, how big the song is, because not everything is worth an announcement, but if you're going to make the announcement, make it a big announcement, right? So you want to talk about those things, all right? To give you an example again, for me, my second paragraph was right here. In this paragraph, I talked about, where my music is already being played on Sirius XM, things like this. These are all facts about the song itself. So anyone who's reading this, they're going to learn more about how big the song is currently, or how the song is actually moving in charts and things of that nature. So these are the things that you want to incorporate in that credibility paragraph. You don't want to make it sound like you're just doing this for no reason. You want to build your credibility up as an independent artist with this second paragraph, rather. Now, the third paragraph itself is basically going to be the summarization. And this paragraph is probably going to be the shortest one. This paragraph is the paragraph where you kind of just summarize everything as a whole. You want to, maybe add some more quotes to this paragraph, as the artist, things like that. All right. Not very, very difficult, but this is something that you want to have in. You want to basically have it at 3. And like I said, you don't want to have it no more than 3. Now, earlier I mentioned a fourth paragraph, and I mentioned something about a bio. All right. If for any reason you're submitting to a blog site or things like that, and these are things that I have come across before, and they ask for a bio to be included in your press release, always leave that for last. Always leave that as the last paragraph, all right? That's just the format. That's just the standard of it. They typically have that as the last thing. So you want to put that bio as the last thing, and you always want to make that bio short. If you have a bio already that's extended, shorten it, make it shorter, and have a short bio there, all right? For me personally, I haven't had to submit my bio with my new release yet, so I don't have that included in my press release right now, but it's always good to have it just in case you need to add that in, all right? So all in all, those are what should be incorporated in the different paragraphs of the actual announcement itself, and the announcement itself as a body should look somewhat like this, all right? Once you have that set, you basically have the second big part, or the biggest part of the press release itself, and that's the announcement. From this point, it's very, very easy. You're at the home stretch. The third thing that you would need is, again, your contact information. Now, when it comes to your contact information, you want to have your website if you have one. If you don't have one, this is one of those things, again, it's not as good of a look as if you have your own personal website. So if you don't have your own website, click on the link above, because in that video I explain all the reasons why you as an independent artist should have a website, and this is clearly a great example of another reason why you may need a website, all right? So if you have your website and everything, that's even better. That's something that you want to put there. You also want to put all your social media links, your Facebook, your TikToks, your Instagrams, your Twitter account, all those things. You want to have those links there as your contact information, all right? And that can be shown here, right? Now, one thing that I forgot to mention when it comes to the summarization, you want to also include a call to action in your summarization. So basically something that says click here to listen to song, or click here to watch music video, or whatever. You want to have that in the summarization, because you want, once they get to the end, right, whatever it is that you're announcing, then again, typically for artists is, music or, music video, you want to have something that says click here to watch music video, or click here to listen to song. Or If it's a concert or a tour that you're doing, click here to buy tickets, things like that. You want to have that in that summarization paragraph. I forgot to mention that. That is very, very important to have in that third paragraph. So make sure you do incorporate that in your third paragraph. All right. So going back to that, the contact list, the contact is pretty straightforward. Just make sure you have all your contact information there. This is how mine's look for my latest release. As you can see, it's very, very simple. It just shows you all of my social media links and websites and things like that. All right. Now, once you have all of that set, the actual article part of it is all set. But like I told you before in the beginning, there's 4 things you need. And that 4th thing is the image. The image is simply a picture of yourself. All right. Because typically when there's an article, the article comes with a picture. Think about newspapers. You see the big letters, you see the picture, and then you see the body, you see the message. It's the same thing. When you click it on an article on a blog or something, you see the same thing. You see the title, you see the picture, you see the body, you see the actual announcement itself. So you want to have a picture, all right? Now, some artists like to use the cover art as the picture. Me personally, I don't like to do that because the cover art doesn't really give you more or give you a glimpse of what is the artist is or who the artist is, unless the artist is actually on the cover art itself. What I think is more professional and actually what looks better is to have a professional picture of yourself as the image that you are submitting with your press release, all right? Don't just get just the cover art. If you don't have a professional picture of yourself, then you have no choice. Use the cover art. But if you do have a professional picture of yourself, use that instead of the cover art to the song. Because typically speaking, whoever you're submitting it to, they're going to be able to get the cover art anyway when you submit the music or when they look up Spotify and things like that. So the cover art isn't hard to get, but having a personal image of yourself looks way better on their website, and it's going to make you look more credible as an artist, all right? And that's something that if you don't got any professional pictures, that's something you want to think about because you're going to need that when it comes to being an independent artist, especially when it comes to stuff like this, submitting yourself to websites and having your music and stuff on other people's websites, all right? So that's pretty much it when it comes to everything that you need when it comes to a press release. To go over those 4 parts again, it's the headline, the announcement itself, all right, the contact information, and the image, all right? If you have any questions or comments or things that you want more further explanation on, you could always leave comments in the comment section below. I'm here to help you out. But as a whole, what I also want to do, I just also want to show you just a few different sites that I've actually had my latest song appear on with the same press release that I've been showing you throughout this video to show you that this stuff does work, all right? So as you can see, here's a press release of my song on Holy Culture. Here's the press release of my song on Track Stars. Here's the press release on The Bookkeepers. These are just a few different places that I actually have my song, my press release on. And I sent them the exact same press release. Of course, some just posted it exactly how I wrote it. Others, they kind of changed it up a little bit and made it their own. But either way, this is how you want to do it. This is how you want to get that press release done so that you can have a successful press release when it comes to whatever it is that you're releasing. And it's no different from music videos and things like that. It's the same across the board. All right. So whatever the release is, you use the same method, you use the same way to do it. All right. But that's pretty much it. That's how you write a press release for your music. That's how you do a music press release. Like I told you before, if you have any additional comments or questions about it, always leave comments in the comment section below. I'm here to help you out as an independent artist. Also, if you're looking into at some point leaving your 9-to-5 job and doing music full-time as an independent artist, I strongly recommend that you grab my ebook here. In this ebook, it shows you 13 steps to put yourself in a position to leave that 9-to-5 job so that you can do music full-time like myself. I do music full-time, and I honestly wish that for every other artist that I've come across, all right? So definitely grab that ebook. It's worth every penny of it, and like I said, it'll help you to get to the promised land, all right? But either way, that's pretty much it. I hope this video helped. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace.